Hello everyone, I'm a Squared Gamer and we are back with another day, another stream of Crusader Kings 3. You just make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. Yes it is. Okay, so last time we finished the war with Kham. And so let's get right into it today. The goal for now is to try and earn as much prestige as possible. Because earning prestige also earns you fame. And I need 1200 more fame to reach the level of fame called Illustrious. And I need to reach Illustrious because I need to create a new kingdom. And in order to create a kingdom, there's the decision, found a new kingdom. I need my level of fame to be illustrious. It also cost me some extra stuff, but I have that. I don't have the gold, but I should have the gold shortly as I keep extorting people for money. In 20 days, I'll be able to fabricate a hook on her and then demand payment for that hook. We have a bunch of unread messages, which aren't really unread. It's just that I have opened the game up. Okay. I want Aso. And she has some claims. Ooh, I can now revoke titles from people. I haven't been able to do that before. It's nice to know that I can do it now. I don't really want to revoke her title. The reason I clicked on her in the first place is because she has some claims. If I declare war on this guy, how about on him? No, where are her claims? I thought she had other claims. Oh no, I have a claim there. But they outnumber me. Their military is stronger than mine, so I don't want to deal with that at the moment. But where are her claims? I wish there was a window where you could see all the claims that exist within your court. That would be easier than me having to click on each one by one. Oh, the whole thing is the Gyapo of Tsang. Can I subjugate them? Ooh, I need a higher level of fame. I see what happened. Guge has been forced eastward and Sang has shrunk. Because originally the duchy title... Oh, Sang doesn't even exist here. What about kingdom title? There it is, Sang. It's all of this. I own some of it, but I don't own all of this. I don't even remember why I was looking at that in the first place. Either way, let's try and figure out a way to earn some prestige. I just went on a hunt, so I cannot do that again. I am a 4-star elusive shadow. So if I were to go on a university visit, no, it doesn't say anything about prestige. A feast, I may gain prestige, but that means I may not. A funeral, no. A pilgrimage, no. Okay, let's hold the feast then. I am an eager reveler, right? Yes. So let's hold the feast. And let's try... Ooh, I don't have the gold for that. Never mind. We will hold the feast later, but for now, let's try and get these schemes going first. This was the only hostile faction against me, and it has disbanded. That's perfect. Oh, it's because he was the one who was the target. Yeah, it was to install him on the throne, but he cannot join a faction against me. Friend, lover, prisoner, or ally. Or if they are terrified, or if I have a strong hook. Oh yeah, he's terrified of me. So having high dread is, you know, worth something. I will not pay for a hook. Oh, this one's on the daughter of my niece. Oh no, my niece. Her daughter has her name, so sometimes I get confused on which one is which. But yeah, on my niece here. There's no reason we shouldn't be friends, and that'll give her a plus 30 opinion of me. Currently, she's in the negatives, and she's terrified of me. Or she's intimidated. So now, if I were to select this, she's still intimidated by my dreadful reputation. But she has a positive opinion of me. So that's nice. It's a nice little cheat for getting your vassals to like you. So just have your spy master focus on finding secrets. Put her on finding secrets, and then have them find secrets in your court. And then whenever they recommend fabricating a hook on someone, you just say, no, I'd rather be friends, and then they'll like you. Nice little quick way to gain people's opinion without having to do anything extra. The scheme cannot be executed. Seize the moment. Ooh, let's try and put our mouse here to censor that. You know what? Let's just click away from it. It cost me 150 prestige. Basically, when she was naked, we sent in a troop of jugglers, and then we left the jugglers left the door open so that all the servants who were passing by could see that she was naked in her room with a troop of jugglers. And then I said, hey, it would be a shame if someone spread these rumors about you. And so that's why she gave me a hook, so that I would not spread those rumors. But she has 310 gold, so now I can demand a payment for that hook. It uses the hook, so the hook disappears, but I gain 50 gold. And now I have enough for a feast. But first, let's see who our next target is. What about her husband? Nah, she's broke. What about her son? He's also broke, as is his wife. Her other son, also broke. And the wife. What about her daughters? Both her and her husband are broke. And both her and... oh, her husband is not broke. So let's fabricate a hook on him. Ooh, he's a child. Oh, he's 15. Okay. Oh, wait. Yeah. Okay, so let's look for another target. Let's stay within the kingdom of Mario. 239. Did I already fabricate a hook on her? I did. Rutog has 66. Oh, it would be moderate. I would prefer it to be easy. So let's go to Vijaya. Only 19 gold. This one's in debt. This one has 44, 38, and then the king has 357, but I think that would be moderate as well, yes. So it would be too difficult. His son is the Gyalpo of U. So he has spread his influence. Then again, U has been falling apart since the game began, so the influence hasn't spread that much. The U family are all broke as well. What about Guiyi? 204 gold. It would be easy, so that is my next target. 5 months per phase. We'll focus on success chance. Because as we have learned previous streams, whenever I try to be balanced, I never get enough success chance score to get up to the cap of 95%. So we will be going with success chance going forward until I forget this lesson and then have to relearn it all over again by screwing up. But for now, Prabhu will be the infiltrator, Prabhavati will be the thief. Yeah, she'll be the thief. And then Youngton will be the diplomat. Don't I have a neighboring ruler here? Oh, he died. I kept using him in my schemes, but he died, so I don't have him anymore. Let me see. Outcast. The princess? Oh, she's my courtier. Never mind. I like to use people not of my court as agents in schemes, but I don't think I'll be able to get away with that. Even with 3 success chance agents, I might not have enough. So first let's go here. Youngton will be the thief. Let me double check. Oh yeah, he's the neighboring ruler, but he's not willing to this time. He's reluctant for some reason. Yep. Okay, this list looks the same as the last list. So we will make Yongten the thief. We will make Prabhavati the diplomat. And we're at 81%. So now we only need 14 from the outcast. Let's make that Syama Devi. No, wait. Let's check Kyang. Is she a 14? She is. Okay, so she can be. She's a wanderer. She's not in my court, and that's why I like using her. And we have reached a 95% cap on the scheme. So now we just need an infiltrator to reduce the days per phase from 130. So we'll use my grandson. And now it's 102 days per phase. This scheme is about to be entering the next phase. We want to reach 10 advantages because that gives us a 5% boost to our success chance, and our success chance is currently only at 84% because this is the scheme that taught me the lesson that I just mentioned, because we went balanced and we only had 2 success chance agents and it wasn't enough to reach 95%. So let's unpause. Yeah, so we're at 8 advantages. I see some plagues that might be nearing our land. So if I look at the plague map, it's not that close. What is this? The Kira Napuran pox. It's a minor plague, so it probably will not spread all the way up to my land. So I should be safe from that. Oh, I got a new perk for my learning lifestyle, and I believe we're going with Iron Constitution, which gives me a massive health boost. Try and stay alive as long as possible. I have the Know Thyself perk, which gives me a 1-year warning when I'm 1 year away from death. But that massive health boost is still important because I'm 68 and in poor health. I'm not infirmed. I think I'm in poor health just by the fact that I'm 68 years old. Because there's really no negative modifiers that's affecting my health. Other than me being 68 years old. And my player heir is only 14. So I had my first son late in life. I had 4 daughters before him. And our faith is male dominated. So women cannot inherit. And that's why the first son is the one who inherits. And that's why my player heir is only 13 years old, even though I'm 68. I don't remember why I had him pinned. Maybe it's because I wanted to arrange a marriage, but the only people I can arrange a marriage are with my family members. Oh wait, they're not. Oh yeah, they are related. Okay. My granddaughter is a 1.8% chance. Okay. He is my nephew. So what about my great-granddaughter? 0.9% chance of being inbred. Oh, Gulang here is not. I would have liked to marry him to someone quick, but because he's not in my court, I do not have the chance to do it. But even then, he's still not willing to do the marriage. Because he hates me. Minus 77 opinion of me, minus 38 that he will accept. And so, really, I just need to improve his opinion of me by 39. And he'd still be in the negative, but he'd be willing to accept this marriage. But you know what? I don't care about you enough. You already have 2 children. From the daughter of my niece, right? He's my nephew. This is the daughter of my niece. So he is her uncle. So the children are children of incest. But he claimed both of them at the very least. I just noticed his children do not have... Oh, he does. But this one does not have an education. Does that mean I have children in my court that need education? It does. Okay, so we'll start with Loten here, which is who I was looking at. His personality is charming. And so that means he wants to study either diplomacy or intrigue. His base diplomacy stat is 2. His base martial is 3, 1, 3 for intrigue, 4 for learning, 2 for prowess. Yeah, and he gets a -1 diplomacy from being a wild oak. So he will focus on intrigue. That's what he'll be taught. And he will be taught that by... The highest intrigue educator is Fong, my spy master. I mean, technically it's me, but I don't want to teach him. So Fong can teach him. Wait, is Fong pregnant? She is. I noticed that as soon as I saw her picture, she was grabbing her belly. You see that? Her hands are over her belly. That's how you know. 4 months pregnant. Huh. She was married to my half-brother before, so that's why she's my sister-in-law and spy master, but he died. And they never had any children. And then I used her to marry Zutze into my court. Right? No. His stats suck. I just married her to him just so that she can have children, because he's lustful. Okay. So I just gave her a boy toy to play with. It's very nice of me. Let's check out who's next in the education list. Ozer. Oh wait. Ozer is also charming, diplomacy, and intrigue. He's hale and quick. That is tremendous. His siblings did not gain any traits. Meanwhile, he gained both from his parents. Oh no, his dad has no traits either. Nor does his mom. But his dad is my nephew. And so I know his mom is my sister. And she was intelligent. And I married her to... Okay. I don't know where he got hail from. But it's somewhere in the bloodline. I don't really want to go into it anymore. Let's just move on. Focus on his education. Diplomacy and intrigue. Base 0 diplomacy. Base 1. Base 2. Base 1 intrigue. Base 0. Base 2. Okay, so intrigue, looks like it is what it is. I have a lot of members of my house focusing on intrigue. Probably has something to do with the fact that our founder over here, Zappa the Wolf Father, had a 45 intrigue. So it's in the blood. But now I have to go back to what I was looking at. Ozer, intrigue education. And now he needs a guardian. Intrigue. Fong is already busy with 2 people. One person cannot teach more than 2 kids. And so the next best would be Darafang would be maybe? No, it'd be Wang Dui. Wang Dui would be the next best. No. Yongten would be the best. After me. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be Yongten, because you take their intrigue stat and then you take half of their learning stat. So even though Yongten is only 16 intrigue, and Sanye and Wang Du are both at 18, half of 3 is 1.5, so her total would be 19.5. Half of 4 is 2, so her total would be 20, while half of 11 is 5.5, so her total would be 21.5. So Yongten would be the best intrigue teacher. And I guess it makes sense because I have been using Yongten a lot in my schemes. Married to Kidi Varman. Kurdi Varman. He's Herculean. His former spouse was my niece, and their daughter did not inherit any traits. So we'll send that proposal. Ozer is being taught. Lagian here, he is Herculean, so she should marry someone with that trait, and then the children have a higher chance of inheriting it. So she's 13. What happens if I sort by prowess? Pernpala here would be the best, but he's someone's marshal, so he would not come to my realm, especially since he already has land and he has a spouse. So we can ignore him and his 27 prowess. Miaksum? 24 prowess, and he's a guest of someone, so he doesn't have any land, he doesn't have any positions. He has 24 prowess. 4-star brilliant strategist, he's a torturer, eager reveler. And then Forder, Winter Soldier, and Rough Terrain Expert are commander traits. He is homosexual. Is she straight? She is. Okay. Then they could still have children. If they were both homosexual, that would be a problem. But yeah, the children might inherit Herculean because only he has it. However, she should have it in her veins because her father was Herculean, even if she didn't inherit anything. What's the personality like? She is compassionate, calm, and trusting. He is patient, cynical, and calm. Okay, so they're both calm. So they have that in common. Okay. That's perfect. It's only a 14-year difference. I say only for this time period. That is a very small difference. And we will make it matrilineal so that the children will be of our house. So we send that proposal, and then in 3 years they'll be able to get married, and he will come to my court, and he can be one of my champions. His prowess was 24, so that would make him my 4th best champion. It would push Dragpade out. Okay, Nipam is my acclaimed knight, and he's my best champion. Okay, that's good. And the successor is 37 years old, so he's 8 years older. Can I have a younger successor? Senya is older, 46. Kitty Varman's older. Prabhu is my grandson, but am I forbidding him? He has to be one of my champions in order to be a successor, and he only has 8 prowess, so I'm not using him. So he can remain the successor for now to this accolade. The accolade's name, the title, is Bearer of the Prabhu's Helm. And I am the Prabhu. Prabhu is my title as the ruler of this petty kingdom. And so he holds my helmet. That is his responsibility. He's my helmet holder. Thoko needs education. He has developed a pensive personality, stewardship and learning. Base 2, 1, 0 stewardship, 2, 1 learning, 2 prowess. Okay, so he will focus on learning. We don't have many of those. And so who will be your educator, child? The highest learning stat is my personal doctor. At 28, and there's no one even close. Okay. You get to teach him. Send the proposal. He will gain 15 opinion of me because he's a guardian of one of my relatives. Because Thoko here is my grandson. From my oldest living daughter. She's technically my second daughter. My first one died. Killed during the siege that killed my father. Yep, so he gains plus 15 opinion of me. So now if I unpause this, it should be more than -1. Because it gets plus 5 opinion. No. I'm not seeing it. Oh yeah, there it is. Currently it's at 0, but I get plus 5 per month until it reaches 15 and then it stops. Okay, and I'm already trying to sway him, so you know I want him to like me. Were there other children? I think that was it, right? No more children require education? No, they don't develop a personality until they're 3, which makes sense, you know. Any baby, they're basically babies before they're 3, and then at 3 they stop being babies and they start being toddlers because they're toddling around everywhere. Yeah, so they don't have a personality yet. Once they become 3 years old, they'll develop one, and then I'll know what I should teach them. But that is that. Did this place just change their name? They were Calm, now they have renamed to Nanken. If I control click, Nanking is here. Why were they called Calm before? Is there a county in here called Calm? A barony? Nanken is up there. I'm not sure that's a good idea. You took your primary title and your capital in the one piece of land that's separated from the rest of your land. That might not be smart territory ruling. But who am I to say? I think Bakken here became independent. That was a bad idea. Who's your truce? Oh, that's a truce. Ah, yes, he fought an independence war and won. So you became independent. Yeah, that's a horrible idea. With your 200 soldiers. Wait, I saw an exclamation point. Why was there an exclamation point? Break the truce? I don't have a truce with him. My truce was with her. Oh, my truce was not with her. My truce was with him. Okay. What's your religion? There's a lot of people of that religion around here, so I shouldn't be able to declare a holy war. What about if I bring them under tribute? What does that entail? They become my tributary. So that means they start with high taxes, low prestige transfer. Suzerain guarantee, so I have to protect them. Who are not automatically... Okay, so they won't automatically join my war. I have to... But they'll still offer... They might still offer to. Okay. We get a truce with each other for 5 years. She spends 150 prestige. I gain 150 fame. My allies gain a 350 prestige. Yeah, it's not really worth it. Although it's only 600 soldiers, but it's not really worth it. I don't really want to go to war again. Because currently my people do not like me. I have a -11 opinion just because of offensive wars. That slowly goes down over time, but I have to wait for it to go down. It's currently high because I just finished the war. So we will not go into another one. Instead, we will let time go by and let these schemes be executed. So let me unpause, let time go by, and I'll take a sip of water while that's happening. And of course, as soon as I did, a pop-up happened. This is the marriage. Excellent. Let me go back to drinking my water. Every time. Okay. My daughter Torcelli, she's 17. She's married to Mipa, my acclaimed knight, my best knight. Neither of them have any traits, inheritable traits. So now my new grandson, he has no traits either. Okay. So like we always do, I will go with the first name that repeats among our culture. I'm going to try to pay really good attention this time. I always say that, and I never do. Gongiel. I was paying attention this time. Yes, Gongiel was a repeat. So you shall be Gongiel. May you grow strong and wise. Meanwhile, my neighbor went against U in an independence war. So someone else broke away from U. Yes, Nagormo. And Nagormo has a tournament, which is perfect. Tournaments are the perfect opportunity to gain prestige. So I will join that tournament. Although she does not like me, to the Vio Prabhu Sumnang, I am organizing a grand tournament in Sedoy. We will start with the duel contest. It should be quite the spectacle. But she's calling me Vio in her invitation to me. I mean, I'm going to join it anyways, but that was not nice. I just realized a lot of these green check marks have disappeared because my father went on a world tour all the way to Greece here and went through Constantinople. So all of these points of interest were green check marks because they had been visited and collected. The little bonus, for instance, this one will give you 150 martial lifestyle experience and 3 experience in the seasoned traveler trait. Yep, but they've all disappeared. And these remaining green check marks are the journeys that I accompanied him to while he was still alive. Because I am his child, so I was still alive. I just did not go on his world tour because he did that when he was really young. And it was only after I was born that he traveled to more distant locations here in India. But yeah, that's interesting. It's been a while since I saw a map without green check marks everywhere. But for now, we are going to a grand tournament. There's a chance of danger here, which is weird because usually most of the spots within my own kingdom are not dangerous. These two are, and then these up here are, but this is bordering my domain, the counties that are personally under my rulership. So I'm surprised this still has danger. If I bypass it, how much time will be wasted? Not much, just about 3 days. And then on the return trip, I will do the same. Ooh. There. Yep, I'll get there September 22nd. That gives me a full month to prepare for the duel. Now, is there anything I want? Nope, there's nothing that's free. There's one low danger location, and I think that's my destination, so I can't do anything about that. So let's go ahead and join the grand tournament. The journey will cost me 6 gold, and that's to pay my caravan master. And there I am on my horse, and there I go. Oh, a fresh start. My fellow attendee Chiefess Gedon is hosting a grand tournament competition in the vicinity of Zedoy, and time has come for us to depart. We shall represent the house of Kirong and make the Sumpa people proud. Sumpa is by culture. Hopefully the rest of Zedoy won't be as rotten as Chiefess Gedon. But we should still be wary of what goes down when in the lion's den. Yeah, we do not like each other. Probably because I fabricated a hook on her at some point. Oh no, not even. Usually when when a neighboring ruler doesn't like me, it's because, you know, I did something to deserve it. But this time it's just because my religion is evil. And I'm callous and she's compassionate. And I am a murderer, but, you know, we can ignore that. I suppose we must. Every available unlanded knight you have will accompany you. I think all my knights are unlanded. Oh, well, that's not true. One of them is not. A new home. I am informed my hostage Hong has at last arrived from Aksay. High Chieftain Shandao's son will no doubt be anxious about his new life in Amdo. Trust in your father, I reassure him. You will be treated well here. That's right, so at the end of last stream, we exchanged hostages with Aksay up here in order to prevent each other from attacking each other. But also, I'll show you to your room, so he has become my hostage. Having a hostage should earn me prestige. And like I said when we first started stream, the whole point of this following time is to gain as much prestige as possible. Someone's planning to kill my nephew Drakpade. He's my nephew? Oh, my nephew-in-law. He's married to my niece. Okay. So yeah, it's basically to form a truce between Aksay and Amdo, who are, as you can see when I zoom out, the two largest players in what is Tibet, which is our endgame goal for this run, is to form the Empire of Tibet. But the two largest players within the de jure lands of Tibet are Aksay and us in Amdo. And so now we have a truce with each other. Guge and Guge look big on the map, but if you click on them, you'll see these guys have 2,200 soldiers, but they're at war at the moment, and they're always at war. And then Guge down here only has 300 soldiers. So neither are really too much of a threat. Although Guge, when I just looked, is a much bigger threat than I originally thought. So that's a good wake-up call for me. I should keep a better eye on Guge over there. For now, though, there I go on my journey. My spy master is pregnant. Sangye, my daughter, she wants me to fabricate a hook on her. But I'm not going to pay for a hook, and my daughter likes me because of it. She'll gain 30 opinion of me. She's already at plus 92, so that doesn't even matter. The teacher of knights. Whilst walking through the streets of Arksog, we see a throng of little peasant kids gathered around an old man down a small side street. Several of them are waving around little misshaped wooden swords and are yelling excitedly as they are trying to hit him. Who would be impressed by footwork like that, eh? He turns to us after teasing one of the kids and remarks with a wry grin, "You want to join in as well, my lord? I think you might be a bit older than my usual group." First off, 28 prowess. Okay, he's really good. He's a legendary blade master. The prowess of Hirito is the stuff of stories. Huge health boost to disease resistance. Wow. Okay. Generous, brave, and compassionate. If he were younger, I would pin him and then try and find him after this event ends. But he's already 59, so we can just leave him to be. Would you be willing to come to Amdo to teach? Oh, I can recruit him. Becomes Takma's guardian. Does my son not have a guardian? He does. But I would replace him. Wait. Is he? Yep, he's learning martial. His guardian has 25 martial and 2 learning. Meanwhile, this guy only has 18 martial and 5 learning. So he's not actually a better martial teacher. So that's not worth it. Although it says that it does improve ward education outcome for Takma. But that might not be registering my current educator's effect on Takma. Instead, I could say, sure, I can give it a go. 89% chance I lose, so I'm not even going to look at what I gain if I win. I just gained 1 prowess from losing, which is really not worth it for me at this point in my life. I could say, no, I'm just watching and lose some stress, but I'm at 0 stress. He's only 18 martial, so he would not be that good of an educator, but he has 28 prowess, which would make him my 2nd best or 3rd best champion at the moment. So even if he's only 59, he's also a legendary blade master, which I have not seen before. So you know what? Sure. No, not sure. Would you be willing to come to Amdo to teach? It'll cost me 15 gold, which is plenty. Or not plenty. It's definitely something I can afford, is what I meant to say. Yeah, so now he's my champion. He's unlanded in my entourage. And if I look at relationships, he is currently teaching Takma. Takma is his ward. Oh, he has 2 guardians. Okay, I didn't even know this was possible. Okay, that's why it improves his education outcome. That makes sense now. I understand. Takma is intelligent. So I guess he can handle 2 teachers. That doesn't usually happen. Okay. That is good to know. What has also happened is that I've entered into a regency because I left my capital. So my daughter Liware here is now in charge. Her aptitude is poor. And her loyalty is situational. That wasn't always like that. But her scales, her regent succession are at 22. Which is the highest. But maybe I should make my oldest daughter my regent. Why is she a -2 from circumstance? Oh, because she's visibly stressed. Okay. But Liware is my friend. She's not just my daughter, she's my friend. And that is probably why I have her as my regent. I don't want her to promote authority. I want her to fill my coffers. Extra gold. Her loyalty is situational, though. I don't like that. But at least she's not self-interested. This one is selfless, and I believe situational would be the middle ground, the neutral. Yeah, so she's my regent just until I get back to the capital. It's not that big of a deal. This scheme has 28 days until I can execute it. This one has 51 days until I get 10 advantages and I can execute this one. Although the grace period has ended. So now the 79% secrecy means that it can be found out at any point. And if they find out I'm scheming against them, it'll create 1 breach out of 5, as you can see. And if I reach all 5, the scheme ends. And I cannot scheme against them. But even if I reach 1, it resets everything. I lose all my advantages and the success chance gets a penalty. I don't know how much of a penalty, but that's what happens if I get a breach. And that's why secrecy is important. Usually, I haven't come across that yet because when you first start a scheme, you get a grace period. As you can see in this scheme down here, it's only a 40% secrecy, but I have 8 months of grace left. So for 8 months, nothing will happen. And then after the 8 months expire, you will get, like it is up here, that you'll get a 79% chance of something happening. But for this scheme, a 40% chance of something happening. But usually, like I said, my schemes get executed way before the grace period expires. So this is new for me. We shall see if it comes into play. For now, I am on my way to the grand tournament. Oh. Torma is the hostage I sent. So she has arrived safely. Consider our pact confirmed. Very good. So that means I should be earning prestige from that. Yeah, so I'm getting 0.1 prestige per month from that hostage I'm holding. I'm trying to see if I'm losing any. Nope. My Master of the Hunt and my Court Chronicler are costing me some, but I'm not losing any from sending a hostage, so that's good. 4 days until I can execute this game, but I think we're about to arrive at the grand tournament. So let's see which happens first. Yep, we arrived first. But as we're arriving, someone yells at me, calling me a cold-hearted fiend. My kinswoman Zazu here came as a complete surprise, her unprovoked anger. She's been under a lot of stress lately, but to behave like this, that even she struggles, it's calming, and so I lose stress for some reason by getting yelled at. Let me pause. Tournament arrival. I have arrived at the site of the tournament here in Zedoy. Though not all the revelers have yet arrived, throngs of people wander through the colorful surroundings, all looking forward to the forthcoming displays of skill and prowess. There are few places so excellent to relieve some stress and enjoy oneself as a tournament, and I intend to take full advantage. I can't wait for it to start. The chiefess gained 75 prestige because I came. I have high aptitude in foot and wit. Thanks to my prowess, my martial, and the fact that I'm strong, that trait. And then my wit comes from my diplomacy, my learning, and the fact that I'm shrewd. So I am strong, that's one of my traits. And then shrewd, I don't think I have that trait. Although I am a poet, but I don't think I have the shrewd trait. I don't see it anywhere. I'm a trusting liege. But I don't think I'm shrewd. I'll take it though. And the game is paused. Yes. Okay, because this one has 2 days until I can execute it. That is not what I meant to click. So now we have to figure out what we want to train in. I will likely not qualify. I need 10 points to qualify. How many do I have? Does it tell me? I have 8. I need at least 2 more progress to victory to qualify for the upcoming contest. Visit locales for opportunities to improve your chances of sabotage or sabotage your opponents. Yeah, so I need to visit some places. I still have 28 days before it begins. So I think I'll be able to visit 2 places. Oh, there's a duel and a recital. Okay, I think I'll be good at both. Yeah, duel comes from foot, and I have 4 out of 5 squares filled in. And then recital comes from wit, right? Yeah, from wit. And I have 4 out of 5 in wit. My intent is not recreation. I don't want to befriend, seduce, or murder. Recruit will give me powerful knights. This often leads to recruiting opportunities. No. Triumph. Win contests at this grand tournament at the cost of all else. This often leads to increased progress to victory rewards and special options and events. I think we're going to go with that because recreation just reduces stress. And I think if I win the tournament, I gain more prestige than if I just participate. So let's go with that. So now the question is where to visit first. The tourney grounds is always the first visit for me. Spending time here will increase your progress to victory. And it helps that I haven't qualified yet, so let's go ahead and visit the tourney grounds. Oh, some shirtless wrestling is happening here. No freaky. Let me take a drink of water before I read this. It is hot. I'm going to turn the fan on and I'm going to have it blast right in my face. And there. Okay. Oh, I cannot stand the summer. It's my least favorite season of the year. Although if you live in the southern hemisphere, I believe it is currently winter. If I remember my middle school science class correctly. Okay, so let's see here. A strongman show. Lively noises makes me discover an improvised arena set up by the local peasants where two burly wrestlers are putting on a show. They trade blows, weave, duck, and circle each other until one of them makes a daring move. I call this one the double plow, he screams, before lifting his opponent and slamming him into the ground, making him yield immediately. Ranguero the impressive and wonderful, victorious yet again, the victor gloats. Ranguero. He is handsome. Doesn't have great stats. 14 diplomacy is his best, and that's just pretty good. It's not really great or anything. Honest, content, and callous. He's not worth recruiting. I could say, woo, how exciting. Woo, how exciting. Which loses me stress, but again, I'm at 0. I don't need to lose any. I should study their techniques. 57% chance my score increases moderately because I'm inspired by the wrestlers. But a 42% chance I fail to learn anything. It's a martial challenge. His martial is at 1. Mine is at 11, which is average. But still, I have 10 more than him, so it should be more than 57%. Or you, the winner. Here's a few coins. I gain 75 prestige. I pay him 10 gold. I lose 19 stress, and he gains 20 opinion of me, but what do I care whether he gains opinion of me? He's wandering, unlanded. He's not a noble. I don't care. And I'm not going to recruit him, so I really don't care. I do like the 75 prestige gain. I would be willing to do that in any other situation, but I need to increase my score. And so it's a 57% chance I succeed. What I could do to try and raise that, let's go to my console. I will switch my wife from assisting ruler, have her focus on chivalry instead, which gives me +3 to martial. So now, what was a 57% chance of success, because it is a martial challenge, now has a 62% chance of success because my martial is technically higher than it was before. So let's study their techniques. It's still only 62%. It's not great, but let's see what happens. My score increases moderately, so I was inspired. I was successful. I'm on course to qualify for the duel contest. On track to qualify, which is what I was about to look at. You can see the line here for 10. I currently have 25. So I more than qualify. I am currently guaranteed to qualify. And now let's not forget to switch my wife back to assisting ruler so that all the other stats get bonuses too, not just martial. Assisting ruler gives my martial +1, but it gives me a bunch of bonuses and everything else. And so now I cannot visit another location. I cannot visit the same location for 30 days. But the duel begins in 28, so I won't be able to visit it. But all the other locations, I cannot visit for 20 days. And so that's why I said I should be able to visit one more location before the duel begins. So let's lower this to 3 speed just so that I don't miss anything. And then I will unpause and give me a second. I will unpause and we can let time go by. Oh, there was a noise. That means something happened in the background. Oh yes, this one had 2 days until I could execute the scheme. So now it's at 5 advantages. Let's execute it. Seize the moment. And the simplest solution is often the best. Why worry with all this intrigue and manipulation when I can simply coerce Queen Shu Ying into doing my bidding? A few strong men and ominously worded letters should do it, really. Yeah, so that gives me dread gain. Subjects lose 4 opinion of me because it is an act of tyranny. My dread's already maxed out, so that doesn't matter. My dread's been at 100 for years now, so that doesn't matter. My vassals losing opinion of me does matter, but it's only 4. I say only, but I've done this so often that it's become way more than just 4. She lost 30 opinion to me because I threatened her. Rightfully so. Rightfully so that she lost opinion to me, not that I threatened her. So now let's demand that payment. 70 gold because she's a queen of a kingdom. So that's a higher title than what I usually blackmail. And so usually the max is 50, but with higher titles they can give more. So I will take that 70. Thank you very much. The hook disappears. She still hates me, but that's fine. Minus 70 opinion of me from that one scheme. Minus 40 because I fabricated a hook. And minus 30 because I threatened her. Yep. That'll take like 7 years to disappear. Meanwhile, this guy has built it up to 24. His health is still poor, but he doesn't have any negative modifiers, so he might still live a little longer. I'll risk it and keep waiting, see how close he can get to 50, because he is making about 2 a month. I don't think I'll be able to take the full 50 from him. He might die before that. So I really have to time that well. But that scheme is over. Nagormo is newly independent. He has 74 gold. So let's fabricate a hook on him. That would be moderate difficulty, so I'm not going to do that. His wife has 0 gold. His daughter, Chiefess Gedun, is where I'm currently at a grand tournament. Her husband, the Prabhu of Golog, which is, I think, their neighboring, or is that part of their kingdom? Nope, Golog is in U. Yeah. Okay, it's part of U. Okay, so let's fabricate a hook on him. That would be hard. Okay, never mind. What about your son? High Chieftain of Kumarleb. Only has 1 gold. His spouse has 81. Oh, because the wife is probably the one who actually rules this. Yes. And he's just the High Chieftain by virtue of his marriage. He doesn't actually hold the power there. Okay, so I will blackmail her. That would be very hard. Okay, so I will not blackmail her. Ming Sen has 46. That one has 31. 70 gold. Oh, that looks like it's going to be easy. Oh, I've already done it before. What about his wife? Nope. What about... Wait, that was not his wife? No, that's his regent. This is his wife. She has 80. Very easy. So she is my next target. We will go with a scheme potential focus. And now we need agents. Let's see here. Oh, her spy master and personal doctor. That's a rare combination. She only has 11 learning, but somehow she gained the novice physician trait. Oh, she doesn't. She has 5 intrigue. So she really, the mismatch was her being a spy master. She's fine being a personal physician. Yeah, usually what happens with not personal physicians. Usually what happens with spy masters, if you use them in a scheme against their boss, they will actually add days to the scheme. So she's supposed to take 28 days away. The scheme phase is 99 days. So if I use her, the scheme phase should go down to 71 days. But it's at 73. So she adds 2 extra days. So her actual score is not 28, it's 26. Which would put her below Purbu, my grandson, who she's already below. But it would also put her below Prabhavati. So let's not use her as an infiltrator. She doesn't appear in Thief. She's second best at Diplomat. And she is the best Outcast. So if I use her as Outcast, currently the phase is 99 days. Once I invite her to the scheme, now the phase is 101 days. So she added those extra 2 days. And now I can go to my infiltrator, put my grandson in there. He reduces it by 29 days, so now it's 72 days per phase. It would be 70 if I did not use her, but let's see if there are any other agents where I can remove her. I just need agents from her court. Let's see. As the diplomat, the neighboring ruler, I can usually use him as my diplomat. He was a 21 thief, but he's a 22 diplomat. So let's use him. He's always involved in my schemes. The ruler, the Gyapo of Guge. Not Guge, Guge. Because the emphasis is on the E at the end here for this one. I really should conquer one of these two so that I don't stop having to focus on this emphasis. But, as you can see, we're at 88%, so we only need a 7 score from the thief. And because of that, let's scroll all the way down, because I'm already using her spy master and personal doctor, and I'm using a neighboring ruler, and my grandson has been involved. So, for the thief, let's see if we can't find someone who is not of my court. I like doing that for roleplay reasons. I'm not sure if it actually affects anything in-game, game mechanic-wise. But for roleplay reasons, I do think it makes sense for me to try and not have members of my own court involved in the schemes that I scheme against other people. I think that makes sense. It makes sense in my head. I don't know if it makes sense in anyone else's, but I feel like that's a good enough reasoning. I only needed a 7, and I'm not finding a single person. Kiang, who's wandering, she's an 8. I usually use her as the outcast, but that's good enough. That'll get me to 95%. And she's wandering, that means she's not in my court. And she's not related to me in any way. She has 0 relationships. She's just a random character the game populated in order to visit my court as a guest. And then I didn't do anything with her while she was a guest, and so then she left my court to be someone else's guest, I guess. And then so she's wandering. But somehow she remained on my list of names that I can use. So now she's my thief. That's at 95%. 3 months, aka 72 days until the next phase. I'm at 4 advantages, so the next phase will give me 5 and I'll be able to execute it. 22 days until I can execute this one. And 25 days until the duel begins. 17 until I can visit another location. So let's unpause now. Let's watch those days go down. Takma, my son learned the Scythian language from my wife Mahila, who speaks Scythian. Is Takma her son? He is. So now Takma knows the language of his father, Tibetan, and the language of his teacher, North Dravidian, and now the language of his mother, Scythian. So he speaks 3 languages. Fema here speaks North Dravidian, right? Yes. It's an Indian language. Part of the Brahui culture. And then Scythian is also an Indian language. No, it's Iranian. Yes, my wife is Sogdian, which is an Iranian culture group. Okay, so he can speak Tibetan, he can speak an Indian language, and he can speak an Iranian language. So that's a very diverse group of languages. It's not like he can speak 3 different types of Tibetan. No. My son is multilingual. So this guy paid an entrance fee of 5 gold. I did not have to pay that because she personally invited me. So then now, this guy also paid an entrance fee. Now we can visit the next location. The duel begins in 8 days. And the question is, where do I want to visit? The tavern is a place to rest, sit down, and get a chance to reduce your stress. My stress is at 0, so not the tavern. The village is the closest settlement. Here you may get county control, popular opinion, and interactions with its inhabitants. This county is not in my land, so that doesn't help me much. The artisan quarters, merchants have installed themselves over here. Maintain your artifacts, get new clothes, or improve your weaponry. Only care about that. Tent camp. All the visitors have taken this field as theirs. Meet the other contestants or sabotage them. I've already got 5 in foot trade. I just need 5 in wit. What about the temple? A calm place, pray for victory, or test your faith? So I'm not sure which one to visit, the temple or the tent camp. Let me think about it while I take another drink of water. Spectral, thanks for the follow. Yeah, make sure to stay hydrated, kids, especially in the heat. I've decided to pray for victory at the temple. Siddhartha's favors. I take a moment to myself in the small temporary Ari of Zidoi, Dargay standing a respectful distance away. So she's a religious leader, but she's of my faith. Pondering in the presence of the samsara, I find myself wondering what it is I wish, in my heart of hearts, to see come from these days of revelry. Bring me glory, which has a 50% chance of increasing my score moderately, which means it has a 50% chance of doing nothing. Or let me find inner peace, gives me piety and stress loss. I don't need either. So let's flip a coin. And I failed. I qualified for the contest, so I gained 75 prestige. And Punksa the second here, and 4 of my other champions entered the duel contest as well, giving me 140 prestige. My Master of the Hunt and Punksa the second, and I guess 3 other people. I gained the Hasteluder trait because I do need this to perform in the tournament. Oh wow, I didn't realize that was me. My beard has gotten gray. I don't think it was this gray even like a year ago. Or maybe it's just the contrast with the reddish brown scarf thing on his armor. Either way, the contest begins. Contestants march onto the field, taking their places around the sparring quad as the herald announces the contest's commencement. The squared off ring is being looked over in the background, rattled and shaken to ensure no give should a contestant crash into it. The dual qualifiers have come to an end, and it's clear who will be put forward for the quarterfinals as it stands. The varied pitches and volumes of the crowd's cheers leave no question as to the favorites. For my first bout, I have been paired against my fellow contestant, Shock. Someone's caravan master here. I could say I'm ready, but... Oh, I just realized here. It tells me Punksa the second was paired against Senya, so they're going to be fighting each other. My Master of the Hunt and my vassal and nephew and marshal. Muzu, one of my champions, is paired against Mipan, one of my other champions, and my acclaimed knight. He holds the accolade. Bonsun here, who is not of my court, is facing Jamel, who's also not of my court. So those are the quarterfinals. 63% towards victory. The duel ends in 30 days. So let's place a bet. Peering at the bookie by the tavern's dim light, I ponder the stream of odds he shouts over the heads of the milling punters. Muzu is the duel favorite. 4-1 for Muzu. I don't actually know how to bet, so I don't know anything about odds. Like, what does 4-1 mean? Does that mean if you bet $4, you earn 1 if he wins? So you come away with $5, 4 of which were yours to begin with? Or does that mean if you bet 1, you make $4? I don't actually know how odds work. I'm not a gambler, as you can probably tell. I have a star. Oh, because this is me. No, I'm not the favorite contestant. Senya is. So Muzu, I have to pay 10, and if he wins, I gain 13. So does that mean I gain a total of 3? So I have to bet 10 to gain 3. Yeah, because that's 4 to 1. 4 to 1 would also be 8 to 2, which would also be 10 to 3 or 12 to 4. Yeah. So if I bet 10 gold, I only really earn 3 gold. It doesn't seem like it's worth it to me. This is probably why people don't like betting on favorites. They bet on underdogs. This is a bad idea. It would stress me out because I'm not a chicken. And so I will bet on myself. I gain 70 if I win, which means I bet 10 to make 60. Which means my odds would be 1 to 6. So Muzu's is 4 to 1. Mine would be 1 to 6. Bear with me, guys. I'm learning gambling odds right now. This is how I'm learning it. But yep, I'll bet on myself. Sabotage. I vowed to myself I would win a contest in this tournament, and I can't help but consider a less fair approach to securing the prize of the duel competition. I'm sure my opponents would do the same if they only had the idea. Who knows, maybe they already have. I don't think I'm going to do this. Shock is the threats. He's worse than me. And there's only a 60% chance of that it's successful. I can't brook Senya winning. He is close in skill to me, and I have a 62% chance of being successful. But he's my own champion, so I actually can brook him winning. Muzu must be pacified. He's also close to being skill. 59% chance of being successful, but again, he's my own champion. He's my acclaimed knight, so I gain prestige even if he wins. So Shock would be the only person I'm threatened. I would sabotage if I wanted to do that, but even then he's worse than me, and he's my current competition. He's the guy I'm about to face off with, so I don't really feel threatened by him at all. So I'll just go with this is no way to win. Before the duel contest has even begun, someone has been caught in the act of sabotage. Punxe was tampering with Senya's armor. Tisk tisk. Both members of my court. Weakening the leather points that secured the components in the hope that they would wear through mid-bout. Understandably, Chieftess Gedun has disqualified him from the contest, much to her intended victim's delight. Yeah, Senya has a plus 38 opinion, Punxe has a plus 51 opinion, but I'm still going to call him shameless. And they became rivals now. That's the last thing I need, is for my marshal to be rivals with my master of the hunt and champion. Because this is one of my best knights, and he's the commander of my army. So when I send my army out, the last thing I need is for them to be rivals with each other. Punxe, Punxe, Punxe. He gained known saboteur for 3 years. He was caught trying to sabotage other contestants in the tournament, so -1 intrigue and -5 general opinion from his county, because he is one of my vassals. And then he lost 15 opinion of Chieftess Gedun. Senya lost 20 opinion of him. And he's disqualified. Duel quarterfinals. A handy option. It happens in a split second. As our blades clash thunderously, the hilt of Shock's weapon slips past, smacking off the back of my sword hand. Reeling backwards to gain some space, I clutch at my hand with my free one, sword held limply in front of me. The throbbing pain radiates up my arm as I wriggle my fingers curiously. It appears to not be heavily damaged, if it is at all. but inspection is tricky as I weave backwards to avoid a blow from the advancing shock. He grins, clearly seeing an advantage, and sails another blow just past my flank. I can't simply dodge forever. My hand will need to be dealt with, one way or another. There's only one thing for it, which is time to see if those offhand lessons paid off. It's a combined prowess and intrigue challenge against shock. And my prowess and intrigue must be very high. Of course they are, because I have a 95% chance of success. And I gained ambidextrous for 25 years, which is the remainder of my life because I'm 68. So that gives me +1 of prowess, plus 10% aspiring blade master trait experience. But I don't have that trait. But if I did, it would increase 10% faster. 3% chance that my score decreases moderately and shock is unconcerned. And a 0% chance that I drop the weapon entirely, which would have increased or decreased my score greatly. I would have become ambisinister, which I guess is the opposite of ambidextrous. I've never heard that word before. I would also gain the trait Wounded, Scarred, and gain 24 experience in Scarred. But that's a 0% chance of happening. What is the other option? Whatever happens, I do not back down. 56% chance all onlookers gain 5 opinion to me. 43% chance I get wounded, and my score decreases minutely. And so it probably would go down from 63 to 62. But I have a 0% chance here of it decreasing greatly, a 3% chance of decreasing moderately, and a 95% chance of increasing. So I'll take this prowess and intrigue challenge, but his prowess is 18 and his intrigue is 4. My prowess is 16, but my intrigue is 35. But 95% chance, let's semi-cheat here like I did before. We will go to our console, look at our wife, and switch her over to... Currently she's giving me +3 to intrigue, +1 to martial. But if I have her focus on court intrigue, that gives me +7 intrigue. So if I have her focus on court intrigue... Oh, the scheme gains 10 advantages. I have to focus on that in a moment. But now this becomes... Nope, still 95% chance. Okay. I figured 35 intrigue is a lot. Not court intrigue. What about if I have her focus on chivalry? Is it still 95? It's still 95, but now there's a 1% chance of all this bad stuff happening. Yeah, so she can just go back to assisting ruler. So we cannot semi-cheat, unfortunately. So she can assist ruler, and while I'm here at this screen, I might as well execute this scheme here with 10 advantages. Instead of seizing the moment, we will execute with confidence, which, as you can see, gives us +5% to its final success chance. So now we're at 89 instead of 94. I could wait more to gain 15 advantages, which would give us a 10% boost, but I don't want to risk the secrecy being found out. So let's execute with confidence, 89% chance of success. What is, oh, yep, we threatened her. It's what we always do. My subjects lose 4 opinion to me because it's an act attorney, and I gained 41 dread, even though I'm already maxed out at 100. But I did gain a strong hook. Oh, wait a minute. This is the lady whose tournament we're at. Ooh, I probably should have waited, because I'm currently in her territory. Yep. So you know what? I will not execute this at the moment. You only have 17 gold anyways. So even if I demanded payment, I wouldn't hit the 50. And so I'm not going to execute it at the moment. I'm going to stay with this strong hook on you, just in case you get up to something fishy while I'm at your tournament in your territory. So I'll keep that hook in my pocket, just in case I need it. And now we need to find someone else to scheme against. Gain a hole, gain low. 57 gold from her. Looks like it's easy, so we can go ahead and focus on scheme potential. Fabricate the hook. And now, who will be our agents? The infiltrator Prabhavati? Her man. He doesn't even have a title, he's just her man. Ah, it's because she already has a husband. And so these are her concubines. Yeah, so he's one of her concubines. And not even one of the early ones. He's like the newest concubine. He has the least seniority. And he obviously does not like her because he's willing to be involved in my scheme against her. He would give me 24 from Infiltrator. I can even use her Chancellor. So what about Thief? Yep, her man would be the best thief. Her religious leader would be the second best thief. Diplomat. Her man would be 25. And then Outcast. I would like it if I don't have to use a single person from my court. Her Chancellor would be a 20 Outcast. But if I go to Thief, one of her vassals is also here as a thief, but the man is not the thief. The religious leader is the thief. That's a 27. And then the diplomat will be her man, who gives me 25. No, wait. Let's go to Outcast first. The Outcast will be her Chancellor. Does her Chancellor show up as the diplomat? Usually that's where they show up. Yeah, but the Chancellor's a 20 there. And I believe they were a 20 Outcasts. So there's no difference. So she can be the Chancellor. And now the question is, we're at 82%. So where do I put her man? Her man could be the diplomat, and that would give me 25%. But I only need 13. Or I could make her man the infiltrator. He's the second best, and he's only 3 days slower than Pravavati. So let's make him the infiltrator, and now the phase will go from 110 days to 86 days. 82%, so we need 13 from the diplomat. And I saw plenty of people, not from her own courts, willing to get involved. So I just have to scroll down to find them. I only need 13. Yeah, this vassal, one of her own vassals, has a 21 score. And so, this scheme at the end of the day, I was able to execute with her Chancellor, her vassal, her religious leader, and her man, one of her concubines. Not a single member outside of her court, not even outside of my court, outside of her court. So I didn't even have to use any neighboring rulers, any wandering guests, nothing. Okay, so that scheme is happening 45 days until I can execute this one, which means I don't have to focus on it anymore because I believe the tournament ends in 28 days. So this is going to end first. For now, this one has a 0% chance of the really bad stuff happening. So we're going to go with, there's only one thing for it. Time to see if those offhand lessons paid off. My ploy succeeds. My score increases moderately and I gain ambidextrous for 25 years. Meanwhile, this person down here gained 15 opinion of me. My spy master is really pregnant. Looks like she's about to give birth any day now. She wants to pay for a hook on Trailokia Chandra, who currently has a minus 56 opinion of me. I will say no, and because I said no, he'll gain 30 opinion of me. So he'll be at minus 26 now. And now we're still in the duel. Riposte. A screeching chorus of metal on metal rings out as two blades scrape down each other's lengths, sparks glittering as they fall to the ground. I look for advantages, thinking back to when I saw an opportunity to use my other hand during the duel. I am winning this fight by some margin. I just need to hold it together for a few moments more. We advance upon each other once more. We are both battered, both tired, and there can only be one winner. I must remember my training. Ooh, that's a very balanced percentage breakdown. What, are you scared? Is slightly better percentage-wise than remembering my training. 1% better. One final bluff might decide this. Ooh, prowess and intrigue, of course. Every single time you put intrigue into it, I'm gonna benefit because my intrigue is one of the best in the world. It's not the best like my father's was, but it's one of the best. Come then, let us fight. It's just a pure prowess challenge, which is the absolute biggest disadvantage for me because his prowess is actually 2 better than mine. So that is the worst possible option. I have higher martial than him, I have higher diplomacy than him, and I obviously have higher intrigue than him. So any combined martial challenge, his diplomacy is 0. My martial is 11, so it's 1 better than his. And my intrigue is obviously 35. My prowess is 16, so it's the only place where I have a disadvantage. So a pure prowess challenge would be my worst option. And obviously a prowess and intrigue combined challenge is my best option. So let's see if my score increases or decreases moderately. One final bluff. And... wait, my progress to victory is at 0. It says I got knocked out of the duel. What? My overhand swing is deflected aside and I evade the answering blow. The weapons clash together once more, parrying and thrusting as the crowd cheers and gasps. Neither of us can find an opening. Shock changes tack suddenly and I sense the end is near. I can barely keep my defense up against his precise blows and my energy draining fast. I raise my arm to yield rather than prolong the inevitable. The judges call an end and I have lost. I had a 70% chance! What is this? Confounded is right. I'm confused. Oh my god. I don't. Ugh. I've said it before. I haven't had a chance to say it recently, but I'll say it again. If it's not 100%, then it's a 50-50. That is so annoying. The bout between Mipam and Muzu, they're both my champions, was closely fought, but in the end Mipam, who's my acclaimed knight, so he's my best knight, disarmed Muzu and forced him to concede. Mipam is through to the semi-final. Well fought, champions. I gained 34 experience in horse in the Hostiliter trait. Although it doesn't say it. Lines about legacy. The latest work of my acquaintance, Mahila Rabten, has become all the rage at court of late. The piece deals with memory and what we leave behind, and Rabten has publicly dedicated it to me, the memory of a Prabhu. Men need not fear as lives depart, provided they leave behind them art, and when their final hour nears, their name lives on the lips of peers. So far, I've kept my thoughts to myself, but the buzz has grown too dramatic to ignore for much longer. I don't know quite how I feel about this. It's a diplomacy challenge against her. Her diplomacy is 16, mine is 12, so she actually has more diplomacy than me. But somehow I have a 64% chance of succeeding. Or Rabten, I can see this is truly heartfelt. Which just gives me what I would have gained from winning this diplomacy challenge. So I don't know why I would ever choose the first option when the second option just gives me the good part and doesn't risk me the bad part. Oh, I see. The bad part isn't really that bad because she'll lose 20 opinion of me if I fail, but I'll still gain 75 prestige. But no, I'll just take the 20 opinion from her. I can see this is truly heartfelt. She gained 20 opinion of me, I gained 50 piety. The poem is lauded. Dual quarterfinals are over. The herald booms. Muzu, Bonsun, Shock, and Mipam have reached the semifinals. An interesting round. I gained 34 experience in horse. Oh, there it is. Nope, I still don't see it. I am annoyed that I lost that. I don't know how or why I lost that. Dual semifinals. Shock and Muzu. The bout has been decided after an unsatisfyingly one-sided bout. No one was surprised when Shock battered Muzu, forcing a forfeit? Shock was like the worst guy out of everyone here. How has he done this to both me and one of my champions? I probably should have sabotaged him, is what this is telling me. I can't believe this. Not my favorite champion, it has to be said. The bout between Botsun and Meepam has been decided. Botsun won. So Meepam, my greatest champion, has also lost. This is just an awful day. The duel semifinals are over. Botsun and Shock have reached the finals. An interesting round. Okay. And now the final battle. Who won? Who lost? Both contestants made good showing of their skill, but ultimately Shock disarmed Botsun and forced him to concede. This means Shock has won the duel contest. I don't know how I feel about this. The guy that beat me, the guy that I had a chance to sabotage, he's the one who wins it all? Oh, so many regrets. That means that if I sabotaged him and I beat him, I might have just won this whole thing. Oh, that is so regretful. I can't get over it. I have to sit here and wallow in my self-pity. I can't believe Shock won and I lost. And my champion lost. And my acclaimed knight lost. To the same guy. Actually, no, my acclaimed knight didn't lose to Shock, but still. A fine contest, I guess. I'm on course to qualify for the recital. Contest winner. Trumpet sound. The crowd clamors. Competitors begin to assemble. The contest is over and someone's moment in the sun is being readied. A herald steps forward, voice booming out across the scene. After many trials, some tribulations, and above all else, some truly spirited competition, Shock beat Botsun in the final. Shock is our winner. I must put in more effort next time, I think to myself, watching the victor's arm be raised. There's always next time. I lost my 10 gold wager on me. Shock gained 150 prestige. That should have been my prestige. But yeah, this is why I would have preferred one of my champions to win, because Shock is a landless knight. So his liege gains 75 prestige from his win. Which is why after I lost, I was rooting for either Meepam or Muzu to win. He is faithful. So he donated most of his prize money to his liege. So of the 50 he won, he paid 37 to his liege. And again, because he's a landless knight, he splits the prize money. So he gave 25 to his liege of the 50. So he split the prize money, gave her 25, and then paid her an extra 37 on top of that, which means he gave her the entirety of his 50 gold prize money, and he gave her 17 extra on top of it, or 12 extra on top of it. And then Botsun gained all of this stuff. And then all qualifying contestants gained Duelist for 5 years. So this is the only thing I gained. I gained Duelist. This character had participated in a duel at a tournament, earning themselves a measure of fame and fortune. +1 prowess per level of fame. And 5% trade experience gain in Hostilooter. Yeah, so that was a waste. Oh, let me pause. Wait, let me pause. Wait, let me pause. I just wasted 2 days. Knaves and fools. Oh wait, I clicked on tavern by accident. I did not mean to do that. Yeah, I'm not gonna gamble. And that gives me 50 piety. Ha, knave. I hear someone shout as I open the door. A man grins, pleased, while he takes the gold laid on the table. Bah, his opponent complains, slapping the wood as he gets up. The stranger locks eyes with me, bowing slightly. Would the Prabhu wish to engage in a game of cards? I lay mine down, and you bet whether yours shall be higher or lower. Winner takes it all. As simple as it sounds. 5, he says, putting down his card. Oh, 5 is actually pretty low. But no, I do not wish to engage in gambling. So I gained 50 piety. 13 days until I can execute this scheme. Oh, I swayed my spy master. That's nice. So he's at plus, or not my spy master, my doctor. So he's at plus 32 opinion of me. The Find Seeker's task was finished, and they just restarted all over again. The murder scheme against my wife is at 25%. That's not good. Okay, so 12 days. Meanwhile, the grand tournament, 52 days until it begins. Okay. So I can go to the tourney grounds, 32 days, and then I could probably go to the temple again to pray for victory. I did not mean to go to the tavern. That was unfortunate. Because if I had 3 options, I would have gone tourney grounds, temple, tent. But the duel is over, and for some reason I have lost. I still can't understand why. But I feel like that is a good place to end today's stream. As a loser. And before the next tournament begins, or I begin training for the next tournament event, which is a recital, which I should win. But I should have won the duel, and I obviously did not. So who knows what's going to happen next time on Crusader Kings 3. For now, though, we're going to end it there. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thanks for the follow, those who followed. Thanks for following me on my other platforms, if you do that as well. That's where you can catch, for instance, on my YouTube channel, all my previous streams. I upload them at the end of the stream. And so from the very, no, not from the very first one, other than my very first stream ever, every other one of my streams is on my YouTube channel. It's the same tag as my Twitch, @A2Gamer. My Instagram, also the same tag, @A2Gamer. I post whenever I'm going live on my Instagram, on my stories. And so you can give me a follow there. I also have pictures of my entire PC setup and all the different parts I used to build my PC. So if you're interested in that sort of stuff, give me a follow on my Instagram. Again, @A2Gamer for all of them. I also post when I'm going live on Twitch. Not on Twitch, on Twitter. But that one is @A2GMR. So give me a follow on any one of those. I would appreciate it. If not, that's fine. As long as you enjoy watching. That's really all that matters at the end of the day. So thanks for hanging out today. My next stream will probably be next Monday, because I go back to work tomorrow, back to the regular old 9 to 5. And so I will see you guys next time. If for some reason I fit in a stream between now and then, again, if you're following me on Instagram or Twitter, I always confuse Twitch and Twitter. If you're following me on Instagram or Twitter, you will see when I post when I'm going live. And I think that's it. I don't have anything else to say, so I will see you guys all next time. Have a good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is in your part of the world. Thanks for hanging out. See y'all next time.